Heading to Las Vegas to catch the action at Allegiant Stadium? Skip the traffic and the sky-high room rates of the Strip. Book your stay at the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa. The South Point is located just 7 miles away from the stadium, and it's a quick trip up the freeway, making it an affordable rideshare or taxi ride. And don't worry about getting here when you land in Vegas. We offer a convenient airport shuttle to get your getaway off to a stress-free start. Shuttles are also available on Raider game days for a small fee. So whether you're rooting for your team or seeing your favorite band in concert at Allegiant Stadium, South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa is your ticket to all the excitement.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry-aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
Looking to bet smarter? Get sports betting insight and winning picks straight from the South Point Hotel and Casino.
I think we're going to get goals from both sides here. Give me over 5.5.
That is also one of my favorite plays of the weekend is the Colts -3 on the road.
So you're getting plus 130 here.
I mean, how can you go against Tusky?
Exactly.
Join Sports by the Book at 10 a.m. Pacific and bet your winning edge.
Welcome in, everybody. Football is back. It's only been 2 days, but still very excited. The Dallas Cowboys in action tonight on the road against Detroit. Of course, we will break that entire game down. We even have Dwayne Colucci joining us here on Sports by the Book. But that's not why I'm wearing the hat. For the next 10 days, Cowboys across the country will be making Las Vegas their home, as they have been for 40 years now. Las Vegas has been home to the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo, the Super Bowl in the rodeo world. And as always, South Point, a huge part of that, welcoming contestants, fans, and vendors. Here you can see yesterday I was lucky enough to meet up with Joe from our good friends at Resistol to get my very own black gold Resistol cowboy hat. Very grateful because, of course, here at the South Point going on this weekend is the World Series of Team Roping. There's the final product there, as you just saw. 80,000 hats they brought here to Las Vegas, 5 different locations for Resistol across the valley. So, including here at the South Point, come check it out. Come join us. Come make one of these beautiful hats. You're at home. Find a home for one of these hats and come check it out. But I'm Alex White, Sports by the Book, live from the South Point Hotel and Casino. Sports by the Book. Bringing on now co-host and producer Ryan McCormick, as always. 5 days a week, you can find us. We are live 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday, and on Fridays, a football field show, Football Frenzy with the bookmakers. Ryan, how's it going? We also have a bookmaker coming up today to break down his team in action tonight.
Yeah, howdy, y'all. We got the Cowboys in action tonight, and we'll be talking to Dwayne Colucci, the sports manager over at the Rampart Casino here in Las Vegas. Talking about his Cowboys, letting us know where the action is. We'll also find out where the action is for each and every one of the 9 conference championship games in football this weekend. We'll talk a little hockey as well. But, yeah, we've got a good one in store for you today.
Well, let's talk about hockey from last night. Overall, a good night for us. We agreed on some of them, too, that we left off the board. Hopefully we bet them separate, and others did too, but like that over in the Caps game, the Caps big win, 7-1 last night. You want to set us up with the trends for not only hockey, but on the hardwood, because I know some people cashed because dogs in the NBA were barking yesterday.
Yeah, well, I mean, first we'll mention your whiteboard. We had some pretty good plus prices on your whiteboard yesterday. You ended up going 3-1. The college basketball total ended up going over instead of under, but we both played the Flyers. They did get it done at home against the Sabres. But I played the Ducks on the puck line, and they gave up a touchdown to the Mammoth. So we had talked about the Capitals being able to pile it on, which they did, ending up winning 7-1 against the Sharks. But the Mammoth 7-0 against the Ducks. So still up a dime yesterday, but yeah, that's why I enjoy playing plus prices, and we'll find some for you today. But trends, period. Favorites, 1, 3, and 1 straight up yesterday. There was a pick'em game, so that's why we got the tie there. 4 puck lines were covered, 3 of which were reverse. So some pretty big plus prices if you were able to take those reverses. And then the totals, 3 and 2 on the ice, 3 overs, 2 unders. And then looking at the NBA specifically, favorites, 3 and 6 straight up and against the spread yesterday. Totals 1 and 8, 8 unders of the 9 games yesterday in the NBA. And then just looking at the ACC SEC Challenge in college basketball, mentioned the ACC had won on Monday, taking the 6-3 lead, Tuesday, taking the 6-3 lead, but the SEC won 6 of the 7 yesterday, to go to SEC winning that challenge 9-7 of the 16.
I feel a correlation here with the NBA because 6 outright dogs win, and we see more unders where we've been tracking the NBA. A lot of favorites have been covering winning outright and overs as of late. So really competitive dogs on the hardwood yesterday. And on the ice, I mean, we talked about it. Mammoth was on a losing streak, and it's kind of finding that balance, right, of betting against it when a team is on a losing streak, and then the do factor, which can kind of scare you off of. And wow, I was not expecting that from Utah either. I definitely thought that Anaheim was the right side at home there.
Yeah, and going into the game, I had kind of debated playing the Ducks, and playing the puck line was a little greedy, getting the $2. But watching them play against the Blues the night before, and then the Blackhawks, they leave a lot of open ice. The Ducks do. So took a chance, didn't pay off, but still up a dime from yesterday. The Ducks will end up getting the Caps tomorrow night, and then the Ducks again on the Blackhawks again on Sunday. So some pretty tough, hard-fought games coming up for the Ducks here.
As you mentioned, though, we are going to try and find some dogs tonight. I mean, Edmonton has really been reeling, and they're still a huge favorite. Books continue to put out a number as if they are one of the top in the league. They're not playing like it right now, so maybe the Kraken is a good spot. Blackhawks, again, getting a huge price. We'll get to all of those and more. But first, let's take a quick break. I'm excited. We got to dive into the NFL Week 14, including tonight's game. And then, like you mentioned, conference championship games this weekend. We're going to talk to Dwayne Colucci next on Sports by the Book. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Malulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the culture. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
All right, let's bring him in here. Our good friend up at the Rampart, Dwayne Colucci. You can find him on Twitter at NYBookie Dwayne. And while we do that, please, if you are watching live, jump in. We do have a poll question, as we always do. And I know it's a very high total tonight, but that's why we're challenging you. If there were one under that you were going to make in this game tonight between the Lions and the Cowboys, we want to know which one it is. So please jump in there, some plus money prices. And the chat's been on fire, so let's keep it going there for them. All right, I'm Alex White alongside Ryan McCormick, and now we bring in Dwayne Colucci. Dwayne, we got to cover everything with you, hockey, college football, and, of course, the NFL. Let's start with hockey overall takes. And I know that you are a fan of the Knights, the team here in Vegas, and the Montreal Canadiens. Back-to-back nights, both of them coming off of shootout wins. Your take on both of those two teams right now and where they stand?
Well, I'm more impressed with the Canadians. They beat them straight up. I was at the game on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. And, the problem with both teams seems to be the goaltending. And, it's good to see Carter Hart out there. He definitely is a breath of fresh air for the Golden Knights. But it's very difficult right now, the landscape of the NHL. You do have teams like Colorado and Dallas that are playing at an exceptional level. We all know Tampa Bay has the experience. They have the best coach in the NHL, so in Coop, so that doesn't hurt. But Montreal is definitely playing well. I mean, you look at the standings, they have 31 points. It's about 5th or 6th in the conference, which isn't too bad. The young players are starting to gel. You watch Ivan Demidov. He is such a special, special talent and a special player. He has such a great sense of the ice and, passing ability. And last night was a true testament to that. You got Kapanen involved. Cole Caulfield is a definite sniper. If Suzuki could just elevate his level, and the defensive play, Montreal will be right there when all is said and done. But the goaltending, once again, Dobich last night, he got off to a rough start. He made some key saves. Don't get me wrong. In that overtime, that was one of the best saves I've seen him make in his career thus far. But between him and Montebo, it's kind of etchy. You definitely wish you had a guy like Carey Price between the pipes. I'd be touting him for the Stanley Cup. But the goaltending has been a factor on both of these teams. And I definitely think it's been more relevant for the Golden Knights, believe it or not, because the Golden Knights definitely are they have a weak defense, in my opinion, right now. It could only get better as the season goes on. But if you have a strong goaltender, that could just solidify and pick the defense up with some big saves once in a while. But Aiden Hill went down early. You're working with two backups, basically, with Schmidt and Patera, and now Carter Hart gets into the mix. Maybe this will be a turning point for the Golden Knights. They've underachieved thus far this year, especially in this stacked Western Conference. When you have teams like we discussed, whether it's Seattle, whether it's the Mammoth, whether it's the Ducks, the Kings, these are all improved teams, and they're right there with the Golden Knights. And we haven't even spoken I know Alex touts Dallas, at a high level. They're definitely a very consistent and tough team. You saw they lost in the Garden, but then Jake Ottinger played against the Devils, who are the tougher team, in my opinion, and shut them right down. So Dallas is a very, very strong team, as well as Colorado is probably the best team in the NHL right now. But, there's a lot of hockey to be played, and it was good to see Mark Stone get back. He played very well against the Canadians that day. He was the one bright spot against Montreal, and it's good to see him back. That leadership and that veteran leadership definitely helps guys like Eichel, Marner find their stride once again. So I think the Golden Knights could only get better. Montreal, they have to be consistent. That was a tough road trip. They got hammered then against their arch rival Ottawa in that returning game, but they beat Winnipeg, who has not been playing well at all. They're one of the disappointments. And like Alex said, Edmonton has just been a disappointment this year as well. So, there's a lot of hockey to be played, but I'm very pleased with where Montreal is playing. Wish we could get a little more out of the Golden Knights, but I know we will as the season goes on.
Dwayne, I'm curious about your thoughts on tonight's action. Does anything stand out to you?
I tell you the truth, I kind of looked at the Islanders a little, but that Palmieri injury has really been tough. They like to play at Belmont Park there at their new home facility. And Patrick Roy is definitely a front runner for Coach of the Year, playing with this banged up and patchwork lineup. And he has done an excellent job. So you're getting 170 at home, but once again, you're playing against the best team in the NHL. I think that's one of the games we're looking at. Avalanche minus 190, Islanders plus 170 at the Rampart and South Point. Also, I think Ottawa will definitely be ready for the Rangers. Rangers coming off that big victory like we spoke about, but I definitely think that Ottawa is a rough and physical team. Kachuk plays at such a high level, and they were bossing Montreal the other night. Get back home. It's not much travel there between Montreal and Ottawa. So I think that definitely the Senators are going to come to play, even though the Rangers have had an exquisite record on the road this year. I like the Senators in that game. I think now the road trip is starting to get long for the Blackhawks. I'm looking for the Kings to actually hammer them tonight. And we've seen a 30% move on this one. Guys, we opened it at Kings minus 230. Now it's 2-1. So I love when the public is against me on a pick like this, especially with a home team like the LA Kings. I think the Kings win this game rather easily tonight. I think the Blackhawks are going to start to feel the effects of this road trip, even though they played very well here in Las Vegas.
Dwayne, anything with the Boston and the Blues game? I think Ryan and I are both in agreement that, Boston getting plus money here at home. It's not like the Blues, have been on a crazy win streak here. They've definitely had their ups and downs, and Binnington has even struggled this year.
Yeah, looking at it, Boston is 4-6 in their last 10. Blues 3-4. Two bad teams, in my opinion. This is probably a layoff. Although I do understand you guys liking the plus at home. The Blues are no world beaters. Binnington has been horrible this year. Let's put it plain and simple. And the Blues have not played well at all, but neither has Boston. So these are two of the lower echelon teams, in my opinion. I would probably lay off this game, but agree with you guys, would take the plus at home.
I can definitely appreciate that you look at a matchup and say two bad teams, let's stay away from that. I can understand that. Let's go to some college football here. I'm going to throw a couple games to you two at a time, just to see if we've got any action and what you guys are going to need from the bookmakers' point of view. Conference USA, Kennesaw State, and Jacksonville. Doesn't look like much movement here. Kennesaw State still a 2.5-point favorite. And then the huge, big favorite in the Sun Belt, James Madison, 24-point favorite over Troy. Is that just one-way action on JMU? And what are you seeing in that Conference USA game?
JMU, we're seeing a 2-1 ticket count on JMU, as well as the money count is getting up there now. It's about 8-1. So yeah, definitely one-way action. All parlays and teasers are on James Madison in that game. The Conference USA Championship, we're seeing Kennesaw action 2-1 on the ticket count there as well, minus 2.5 at the Rampart and South Point here. And we're seeing a lot of straight bets as well on Kennesaw. So, definitely a lot of favorite backing here in these two games, Alex. And they're just tying these guys into teasers, parlays for later in the week. And, going to ride it out and try and tie those big ones together. We got Boise at minus 4.5. That currently is a close ticket count, but the Sharps jumped on Boise, and the action is favoring the money, I should say, is favoring Boise in this game.
What about the last Friday game, the American big one between North Texas and Tulane? Winner get into the playoffs. Are you
I
laughing?
love that big one. I love that big one. With 5-1 ticket count on North Texas, Alex. So 2.5 at the Rampart and South Point. The money also is more than 2-1 on North Texas. So yeah, there's a lot of action on this game. Believe it or not, it's one of the higher handle games on the Friday docket. Naturally, UNLV and Boise will be the highest handle at the Rampart and South Point. But yeah, there's a lot of action on this American Championship, and it's going North Texas. So, this is where we're rooting for a lot of underdogs. I'm sure the UNLV money will come in late because we're here in Las Vegas, but a lot of favorite action thus far, and we're seeing high ticket counts. So a lot of teasers. That means a lot of general public money, whereas you could see the sharp money on the straight bets, like I spoke about, definitely in favor of Kennesaw State and North Texas.
Dwayne, do you give UNLV a shot in this 1/3 chance here in the Mountain West Conference game against Boise? And both of these teams pretty fortunate with the tiebreakers to even be in this title game.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely the third chance now, and hopefully, UNLV could get it right. I'm not sold on it. It's a tough game. Boise always gets up for these big games. You don't have Genti, though, this year, so that's a positive. And maybe the Rebels could get it done. They blew out Nevada, so that was a positive sign. And they're playing very well and consistent over a 3-year period. So we have high hopes here in Las Vegas for the Rebels, but I'm not so sure. Boise is an arch rival, and they always get up for this game.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the Rebels are able to get it done, finally put the feather in the cap and beat Boise at the last opportunity with them in the conference. But we'll move to Saturday. We'll go to the Big 12 game first, BYU and Texas Tech. The 11-1 BYU Cougars could be getting snubbed from the college ball playoff. But Dwayne, what are you seeing there in the action with the Red Raiders and Cougars?
Well, they're keeping their head coach, so that's a positive sign. But Texas Tech ticket count is 2-1, Ryan, in favor of Texas Tech. Money is about 6-1. So we saw the Sharps jump on it early, -13 against BYU. You can understand why BYU is getting a snub, and I think you're going to see why they are when Texas Tech just rebel rouses them this weekend. To be honest with you, I like Texas Tech in this matchup, and so far we're getting one-way action. I'll be rooting for BYU.
Let's go to the SEC. Georgia and Alabama, we've seen this one quite a few times. Is this another one where the bettors like the favorite because Georgia's been sitting here at 2.5?
Yeah, we opened it at 1, Alex. So, yeah, definitely. They're betting on Georgia. Ticket count on this game is 2-1 as well. The money is now at about 5-1 as well on Georgia. So you may see this get to the key number of 3.
Wow.
I would jump on Bama then. Georgia is having trouble with this Alabama team throughout the history, if you look at it, especially the last 10 years sample. But, Nick Saban was there. Now there's a changing of the guard, but Alabama still, Georgia has had the better team on paper in the last couple of matchups, and Bama has been right there. So I would take Alabama if it gets to 3. The money is starting to really come in on Georgia. So I kind of like Alabama in this matchup to repeat.
All right, we'll go to the ACC, the one that can create havoc for the college ball playoff if Duke ends up pulling off the upset. But we got Virginia laying the 3.5 here. Where's the action been so far?
So far, Virginia, Ryan, 3.5 ticket count is at about 5-1, 4-1, I would say, on Virginia. The money isn't as significant, but it's there. We're seeing a lot of parlays and teasers on Virginia, the general public. But like you said, this could blow up a whole scenario if Duke plays their A game. Duke is definitely difficult. You're getting more than a field goal here. So this is a tough game, more tough than it looks on paper. So I might take Duke with the 3.5, and I can only see it going up because of the one-way money on Virginia thus far. But there's still a lot of betting remaining on this game. We're seeing some good-way teaser action, two-way teaser action on this game.
Dwayne, so far I'm agreeing with you on the dogs. Let's go to the real big one on Saturday, number 1 and number 2. Now, this is one of the few title games that it's not a rematch. These two have not played each other yet this year. It's not as meaningful. I think both of them are still going to end up getting a bye week in the playoffs. But for the Big Ten Championship, Indiana and Ohio State opened about 6, right? Most shops. Now down to 4.5 for the Buckeyes.
4.5, yeah.
What do you
definitely.
like and what are you seeing?
This is a great game, Alex. I'll be honest with you. I've been riding Indiana all year, so I like Indiana. I'm going to stick with them. But like you said, they're both going to be in the playoff with a bye week. So do you want to expose everything in this championship game? Ohio State's been the number one team throughout the year. Indiana has just progressively gotten better and, definitely clawed their way undefeated. Both teams. This is an exciting matchup. We're seeing more money on Indiana. That's why you saw the 6 go down to 4.5. Ticket count is slightly in favor of Ohio State, though, because, the general public, they're enamored with Ohio State. When they play at a high level, they're one of the prominent college teams that people focus on with their parlays and teasers when you're dealing with the general public. But the Sharps jumped all over Indiana at that 6, and that's why we're down to 4.5. I think it'll level out. You're not going to see anywhere near 3, but this is a tough matchup, and it's tough to gauge how much Indiana wants to expose prior to the playoff. We know what we're dealing with Ohio State, but you don't want to get blown out either. Kind of like Indiana, but I liked it at 6 a lot better than 4.5, Alex.
All right, we've got 2 more conference championships games being played on Saturday. We got the MAC and the SWAC. Miami, Ohio against Western Michigan in the MAC. Western Michigan is laying 2 there. And then Prairie View A&M and Jackson State in the SWAC. Looks like it's 8.5 in the market. Have you seen much action there?
Not much on these games, I'll be honest with you. These are just parlay games. And, definitely the MAC. Ticket count is real close, slightly in favor of Western Michigan, -2 here at the Rampart and South Point. Money is about 2-1 on Western Mich, but these are not games that are really getting pounded, Ryan. So, these 2 games are a little underneath focus of the prime games that we spoke about thus far.
Makes sense.
Dwayne, let's go ahead and shift to the NFL. Let's look at some Sunday games first, and then we'll backtrack and finish it off with tonight's big matchup. But I want to start with the Colts and the Jags here. This is actually an important game for both of these teams, and looks like the Colts have struggled with Daniel Jones's injury, right? They're still a 1.5-point favorite on the road and total 47.5. What are you liking in this game, and what are you seeing the bettors like?
Well, what it is, Alex, is that the injury is definitely focal on Daniel Jones, and it somewhat shuts down a portion of the Colts offense, and then you could focus on Jonathan Taylor, but not that you could stop him. I mean, the guy is having a monstrous season. Colts are currently 1.5. We've seen Jacksonville in this position last year. They lost every game down the stretch. So Lawrence has really got to step it up to another level and prove that this is a playoff caliber team. Right now, slightly ticket count, almost 2-1 in favor of the Jaguars. And the money as well is in favor of the Jaguars. But I could easily take the Colts in this position. They are somewhat reeling from their early season start, but that was just so phenomenal that, they're coming back to earth. But I still think they're good enough to beat this Jacksonville team. Jacksonville really has to prove themselves. They got an easy game in the Jets the following week, but then they're at Denver. That's going to be a difficult game. Colts are looking at Jacksonville, Seattle, and San Francisco, and it's going to be very difficult. Seattle and San Francisco are 2 high-quality teams. I think the Colts really need this game. I like the Colts in this game.
We'll go to 2 more an AFC battle between 2 AFC teams. The Bengals need to win out to have a playoff hopes. The Bills are sitting currently as the 7 seed, but we're looking at Bills -5.5, total at 53.5. Where's the action been so far?
Yeah, so far it's on the Bills, Ryan. I mean, ticket count is more than 2-1. Money count is also almost at 3-1. So, I could understand them betting the Bills. You saw how fabulous Joe Burrow could be, but I'm not sure they could win out, even with that talent level. They need Higgins to come back. That's definitely, we're going to watch his status with the concussion and all that. But I definitely think that the Bills are going to start to, feel the sense of urgency. They need to win. They're in the 7th position, like you said. And with the Colts and Jaguars, one of the teams having to lose, this is a must-win scenario, in my opinion, for Buffalo. This is a dead number, though. Remember, these 5s and 5.5s are very dead. So I'm going to probably lay off this game. I know the Bills are the better team, but they faltered in several opportunities to solidify their position in the playoff race. And the Patriots are right now the best team in the AFC from a record perspective. But I think Buffalo has more talent on their roster, but can Allen outplay Drake May? I can't believe I'm saying that. Drake May is the darling of the NFL so far, and he has just proven time and time again that, he is ready and going to be soon battle-tested when they reach the playoffs. But Buffalo needs this game big time. Like I said, the Colts or Jaguars have to lose. Not so sure Cincinnati could win out, but I'm going to lay off this game just because it's a dead number, and Buffalo has faltered a lot this year.
Dwayne, switching over to the NFC here. Thanks to your Cowboys, the Packers have a tie on their record. So they are 8-3-1. That means the Chicago Bears are at the top of the NFC North. Yeah. What do you think about this one? Bears in Lambeau taking on the Packers. Green Bay 6.5.
Yeah, we got plied with Green Bay money at 6. The sharps jumped all over it. Now it's up to 6.5. I mean, this is a lot of points. You guys know how I feel about Green Bay. Green Bay's winning the games that they should, and the division is nowhere near what it was. Minnesota is just horrible. Detroit has played horrible. The Bears have been the bright spot. Let's see if Caleb is ready for the big time. 6.5 is very appealing to take. This Bear team is so well coached. They're fired up. They have a great head coach. You saw him shirt off in the locker room going crazy, but you don't want to expose too much. I mean, I know he's a better coach than Matt LaFleur, but that's definitely locker room fodder for the Green Bay Packers. Dallas got up for that game. They scored a lot of points. That was the Micah Parsons rivalry somewhat game. Parsons has been playing lights out. Dallas seems to have made the right decisions, though, freeing up some of that salary. So it works both ways between Green Bay and Dallas. And, I'm surprised at the Cowboys more than the Packers, but I know the Packers are not the best team in the NFC, in my opinion. I think this is a huge, huge game for Chicago and a measuring stick. You got Cleveland the following week, so you don't want to really lose bad to Green Bay and then slumber into Cleveland, even though you should beat them. They have to meet each other, I believe, 2 more times, this game and another game. So I have to take the points in this matchup, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
great breakdown.
2 times in 3 weeks this matchup is. So this week
and
in
for
Lambeau,
the division,
Cleveland,
Ryan.
Yep,
I mean, unbelievable. I mean, I know you'll be riding for these Bears, and they got a good team. They're playing well. What a pleasant surprise that Caleb Williams and Bryce Young have been. Everybody was writing these 2 guys off, and now they're 2 of the great young quarterbacks in the NFL, along with Drake May and, Bo Nix. Don't throw him out, too. So we're seeing a changing of the guard now, and it's a great breath of fresh air for the NFL.
And I love that Ben Johnson's keeping Caleb Williams on his toes, saying the passing game has not been good enough, not necessarily letting him get his ego too inflated. But we'll go to the primetime game on Sunday, the Sunday Night Football game, a must-win for both teams who are currently out of the playoff picture. But the Texans on the road in Kansas City taking on the Chiefs. We see a 3.5 line and a total at 42. Is it a lay with the Chiefs?
I'll tell you the truth, it's tough. 3.5. I mean, you saw Dallas get them with this number, close to this number, and Houston's defense has been phenomenal. And CJ's playing his best football that I've seen in his career. So this is a tough game, and they're playing without Tank Dell as well. So Nico Collins has been phenomenal. Houston has been another surprising team. And with Arizona up next week, this would be nice. They could get 2 wins in a row, but you're playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. And, with Mahomes is back against the wall, anything is possible. Plus, you're traveling to the freezing Arrowhead scenario, outdoors, totally different complexion. I got to stick with the Chiefs. I don't think it's a changing of the guard just yet. I'm hoping that they crawl into the playoffs from a handle perspective, because we know everybody loves Kelsey, Mahomes, all these flashy players, Rice. And, it'll be good for a handle perspective, but their backs are against the wall, and Dallas is beating you in primetime key playoff games on Thanksgiving. That's impressive from a Dallas standpoint, but bad for the Chiefs.
And a little extra time for them to prepare, right, for this one. And Texans are 2 road games back to back. So I'm with you. I think the Chiefs get it done there. Let's go to Monday night, and then we will talk about tonight's big game that I know people want to hear your thoughts on the Cowboys and the Lions. But the Eagles and the Chargers, we know Justin Herbert had surgery on his non-throwing hand, but looks like that didn't scare the bettors. Eagles 3, some 2.5. So looks like they're taking the 3. Are they laying the 2.5 on the other side?
Yeah, it looks like it. We got great 2-way action here, Alex. When you get to that key number, yeah, definitely they're going to take the Chargers at the 3. They're going to lay the Eagles at the 2.5. Once again, Sirianni, I just don't understand why he can't get all these guys on the same page. This is a Super Bowl winning team, and he cannot get this offense on the same page. Right. And, it seems like now you got A.J. Brown real happy because he's padding his stats, but you're losing games left and right. So who knows? Jalen Hurts, I heard there was a team meeting, players only, and Hurts wasn't even involved in it. This is such a tough game to handicap, especially traveling to LA. But, that isn't a massive home field because the Rams are the LA choice. And, I've seen the Chargers get out cheered a lot in SoFi. So this is a tough game to handicap. You don't know how Herbert's going to be, with that surgery on the non-throwing hand. I like the Eagles' chances here. You want to stay ahead of Dallas just in case Dallas gets, the win tonight. And they'll definitely be able to gauge that because Dallas is playing tonight. So I think if Dallas wins, it's even more sense of urgency for the Eagles to get this, division solidified. So if Dallas wins tonight, I really like the Eagles. Otherwise, I just somewhat like the Eagles.
Okay.
All right, DC. Tonight, your team is in action. And our guy Drew Dog put together a meme of the Dallas Cowboys being the Grim Reaper, slashing the Eagles, slashing the Chiefs, and now hoping to slash the Detroit Lions playoff hopes here tonight on Thursday Night Football. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, they beat the two Super Bowl teams there in 4 days. Dak is playing fabulous. Pickens is playing fabulous. Defense is improved. There's a chance. I mean, no Amon St. Brown. You got to stop the run, though. The Lions are just going to ground and pound the game. Cowboys defense has been the liability all year. Though it's getting better, it's still a tough position to play indoors at Detroit. Both teams have a win scenario. They must win. Dallas wants to put pressure on the Eagles. The Lions want to keep pace with the Packers and the Bears. So, I've seen Campbell make a lot of mistakes, and I like it at 3.5. Get it at 3.5 before 3, but I'm not, sold. I think Dallas is really overachieving this year, and that's a credit to the coaching staff and the new coaching staff, and definitely, Jerry Jones. A lot of people had him under the microscope, but he's made some good decisions and some bad decisions. It's working both ways. They're in a playoff position. Tough game to handicap, but I'll take 3.5 with my boys tonight. Hopefully they'll show up and the defense will play real strong.
Dwayne, how's the ticket count and the money for this game? I've heard a lot of people riding with the Cowboys, and, they are definitely playing better, have some momentum coming into this. But now we're seeing the 3.5s pop up again. So some sharp money on the Lions?
Yeah, only 8 tickets separate the ticket count. That's how close it is. But the money is now in favor of the Lions. And this is a huge handle game at the Rampart in South Point. It's only going to garner more and more handle. That's why I like the 3.5. The Sharps jumped on it at 3. Naturally, you're going to see that, quite often when you're on those key numbers. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're right and picking the right side. Money is slightly in favor of the Lions. Ticket count is basically even, Alex. So this is what we anticipated. And, being a bookmaker, it's a great position to be in when you have such fabulous two-way money. And hopefully we don't get crushed on both sides of the teasers where everybody's alive going into the Friday college games and then the Saturday, Sunday full slate. So this is going to be a great handle game, a focal game of the weekend. And I hope the boys show up. That's all I could say.
Well, you mentioned the teasers, and I've got the parlay card bouquet in front of me, but this reverse teaser leg, the 2,000 for 1 for 7 for 7, starts tonight. Either the Lions minus the 9.5 or the Cowboys minus 4.5. I'm kind of with your boys. I think they do get it done, and the injury concerns for the Lions are going to be too much. What do you think?
Yeah, they're banged up, I'll be honest with you. And, Dak's looking to go downfield to CD and Pickens, especially Pickens. He could exploit you. No St. Brown, like we said, that's huge from their offensive standpoint. Plus, they're banged up on the defensive side of the ball. If Dallas is going to make a proving point, this is the game.
Very good, Dwayne. Before we let you go, I'll give you 2 options. If you have any team roping picks for us, or maybe just some pony picks. Whichever.
Team roping. I might be at the Cowboy Festival there at the South Point next week. They have a nice Cowboy Festival, and I know I've seen the Cowboys have been there. Definitely, pony picks. Today, I have a little foul taste in my mouth, I'll be honest with you, with the Aqueduct and what the riders did over the weekend to get horse racing fans up to date. Basically, the riders just chose after the first race this past weekend at Aqueduct to just walk out and not ride the remainder of the card. And it put the owners and the facility in an adverse position, definitely turned their back on the fans, the trainers, the owners. It costed people tons and tons of money. And, when you're putting forth a product like that, you have to iron things out. There's a right time and a wrong time to do and handle things in this manner. And I just thought the riders could have brought it to the attention of the management prior to the start of the race card. But, today definitely we'll throw something out there. I'm going to take a shot in race 7. I'm going to go with the 9 horse, Willing to Risk It All. Richard Dutrow, he's one of my favorites. The guy is just a phenomenal trainer, and he's moving this horse actually from the turf to the dirt. So keep your eye on this. The horse has run some really high-quality dirt races, 4 seconds over this Aqueduct course on the dirt. So the horse is definitely capable, coming off a blowout win. Manuel Franco, Richard Dutrow, 12-1, guys. We've given out 2 weeks in a row. We had the skip week on Thanksgiving, but on Sports by the Book here, we've given out 2 winners. I gave out a winner yesterday on Ralph's show. Let's keep the hot streak going, guys. Horse racing is the only, attraction that gives you those massive odds like I spoke about. Just got to win the race, and you're going to get $26 for your $2 win bet. Hopefully you don't get pounded down, but normally Dutrow's horses get bet pretty well. So keep your eye on this horse.
DC, before we let you go, we did have a poll for our viewers involving tonight's Thursday night football game. So it's playing catch. Which prop are you taking the under in tonight's Cowboys-Lions matchup? Jared Goff and Dak Prescott under their passing touchdowns. Goff getting plus 175, Prescott getting plus 150, and then CeeDee Lamb and Isaac Tesla going under their receptions. CeeDee Lamb at 5.5, getting plus 145, and Tesla under 2.5, getting plus 125. Where would you be more inclined to go?
I mean, it's tough to bet an under in this game. I mean, look at the total, 54.5. Maybe I would go under the Lions team total under if that's an option. But I think CD is going to catch a ton of passes tonight. You don't have St. Brown, like we said, so the other receiver is going to catch a lot. Maybe Goff. But he should have more time to throw than he did last week. So those are interesting. That's a great poll question, but maybe the Lions team total under if I have to go under anywhere in this game.
Okay.
Dwayne, you're the best, and it doesn't go unnoticed because in the chat, everybody was talking about you being on fire with the pony picks and hockey, of course. So thank you so much. We kept you a little bit long today, but had a lot to get to. Follow him on X at NYBookie. Dwayne, we'll see you again next week. Enjoy the weekend.
Always a pleasure, Alex. Definitely love joining you and Ryan and Matt when he's around. And this is the best show on the airwaves, definitely. I always say that on YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel, guys. Get those subscriptions going. Sports by the Book. Alex White, unbelievable. Kenny White's daughter. What a lineage. And the college basketball season is around the corner, and that's their specialty. It's not around the corner. It's here. Yeah. But the primetime games and the conference play is right on the cusp. So definitely pay attention to the show. We're going to give you a ton of winners. We're going to give you great information, horse racing, hockey, college hoops, and NBA, NFL, everything. So you're missing out if you're not watching this show. Have a great one and happy holidays. Talk to you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, DC.
Definitely pride ourselves on giving a little bit of both, right? From behind the counter and then, of course, from the sharps and the pros making their own numbers. So that's what we do here on Sports by the Book. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we've got hockey to get to ourselves and if any college basketball games jumped out. But please let us know in the chat if you want our numbers for college basketball. Otherwise, we're going to go through this NHL schedule when we get back here on Sports by the Book.
Heading to Las Vegas to catch the action at Allegiant Stadium? Skip the traffic and the sky-high room rates of the Strip. Book your stay at the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa. The South Point is located just 7 miles away from the stadium, and it's a quick trip up the freeway, making it an affordable rideshare or taxi ride. And don't worry about getting here when you land in Vegas. We offer a convenient airport shuttle to get your getaway off to a stress-free start. Shuttles are also available on Raider game days for a small fee. So whether you're rooting for your team or seeing your favorite band in concert at Allegiant Stadium, South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa is your ticket to all the excitement.
Still a lot to get to here on Sports by the Book. Looks like the poll right now it is Jared Goff under 1.5. I'd have to agree with that because, of course, they do have the two-headed monster with Gibbs and Montgomery. So might not be a no scoring for the Lions, but it might be on the ground. So I can see why people like that one. Still a lot to get to. As I mentioned, we're going to break down tonight's game and what we like, any props, side or total. We also have our ticker trivia presented by City Light Shine. Remember, you can find City Light Shine, 3 locations, Lee's Liquor, Total Wine, and of course here at the South Point. So come on down, pick up your City Light Shine, go get your cowboy hat, get ready. It's the month of December. That's what we love to do here in Las Vegas. All right, Ryan, we broke this game down on Tuesday with Matt Neverett. Are you still feeling the same way here? Getting 3.5 with the Cowboys against Detroit. Total 54.5.
Yeah, I like the boys here tonight. I like them on the road. I like them in order to be able to take down the Lions here. But just to reiterate the trends that I said on Tuesday, Dan Campbell, 1-4 now on Thanksgiving, but undefeated the week following, 4-0 currently after playing on Thanksgiving. And then off of a loss, Dan Campbell's team is 18-13-1 straight up. Remember, they started the year, his first year, 0-10-1. So that kind of inflated that. So really 18-4-1 since then. And then 22-10 against the spread off of a loss in his tenure as the Lions head coach. But I'll still be going with the Cowboys here. I do like them as the reverse teaser leg minus the 4.5. I think something's wrong with this Lions team, and the health is absolutely a concern. Granted, I do think they're going to be able to run the ball tonight, so they might be able to control the clock, and that might be what ultimately wins them the game. But missing Amon-Ra St. Brown, missing Sam Laporta is the two biggest pieces of your offense, and then you add in injuries on the defensive side. I think this Cowboys offense is going to be able to do enough to put up points, and we're seeing the total at 54.5. To start this morning, it was 3 everywhere in the market. It's now 3.5 pretty much everywhere in the market. All week, it's been a take on the 3.5 and a lay of the 3, take of the 3.5, lay of the 3. So everybody's really just playing the number in this one, but I think the boys will be able to get it done.
It has been back and forth a lot. I think you made a great point there with your teaser leg, because if you like the Cowboys, I think just take them on the money line. I don't see this being a very close game. I think one of them is going to come out and, kind of establish themselves right away. I do like the Lions in the first half. I think that they are going to be the team to do that. I love those trends that you just mentioned about Dan Campbell. But to your point, I mean, the last 3 games, so they fell short to Philly, and that's when we were all worried.
Yep.
They barely beat the Giants. They really let them hang around in that one. And then we saw the game last week against Green Bay. I'm just sticking with my numbers. I've got the Lions 5.5 here at home, bigger favorite than what the books are showing. And that's what the look ahead was too. So I didn't overreact from last week. So I'm going with the Lions, but I am going to go first half just to be safe here. I feel like the Cowboys have been a slower first half. Don't really have the numbers to back that up, kind of going off from being down 21-0 to the Eagles 2 weeks ago. But I've seen that with them. Week over week. So a little bit two-way action here, but I'm going first half. You're going full game. You're also going reverse teaser for the Cowboys. Cannot fault you there. Total's very high. Are you jumping in on anything with this total?
No. This one, if the Lions want to play the game that they're supposed to and control the clock, this one shouldn't see that many points. But these offenses are pretty prolific when they're going to their capabilities. So I won't be playing the total, more so on the boys. But if we want to take a look at quarterback props just real quick, I just wanted to compare a price. We'll start with Dak Prescott's. I wanted to make the note, really, anytime we look at these props, the better price is almost always going to be here at the South Point. The national markets are not good to you bettors. So caution to that point. But the biggest one that I would want to point out is the passing touchdowns prop. Here at the South Point, you're laying minus 170. If you want to take the over, you're getting plus 150. If you want to take the under, if you do it over on DraftKings, you're laying 10 cents more, and you're getting 10 cents less back if you take the under or the over, which way you're going. So not getting the good price there. And then if we look at the same thing for the home quarterback, Jared Goff there, passing touchdowns here at the South Point, you're laying $2 to go for the over, getting plus 175 on the under. DraftKings, you're laying almost 220 and barely getting 170. So if you're able to be here, to get to Nevada, to get to the South Point, the better price is going to be here. You're going to win more long term. But yeah, caution to you DraftKings and FanDuel bettors. They're not on your side.
Well, and there are some like Vegas-born sports books that have branched out. So if you are in other states that have that, and I know Circa is one of them, and I know Chris Andrews did even say too, they are a better book. So you want to get out and sign up for some of those, right? But if you are in Las Vegas, yes, you should be definitely shopping around and getting the best price. It doesn't sound like a lot, 10 cents, but over time, that adds up.
Yep, absolutely.
So, I want to look at hockey and see if there's any big differences between DK and FanDuel compared to the Vegas numbers, see how bad their straddle is. I'm looking right now at Colorado, where the Avs are $1.90 and you're getting $1.58 back on the Islanders, where you can get up to $1.70 here at the South Point. So just a 20-cent straddle there. But
yeah,
I think that's great. We should talk about that more often to educate people so they do know. But for the game tonight, I'm with you because I do think that total is a little high, even though that's where my number is. But it is, primetime game. Both defenses are definitely going to show up. We've seen Dallas improve drastically since Williams and some of these other trades that they made. But I can't stomach it to bet an under between these two with those offenses, and if they are both clicking. So I'm going to stay off of that one for sure. Poll will go for a little bit longer, so make sure you guys jump in there with us. Ryan, any other thoughts before we move over to the ice?
No, not in this one, but you did happen to bring up that Colorado Avalanche and New York Islanders game to compare the straddle. But that's where we will start talking about the NHL tonight. It is a almost $2 favorite here at the South Point for the road team. Minus 190 is the price, getting plus 170 on the buyback for the Islanders. Total is 6 with 115 to the over.
Another one that I wish I could, but I just don't have it in me to bet the Islanders here in this spot. I think that plus 170 is a pretty good number on them. I've got the Avalanche about $1.60, maybe even lower than that, $1.55. I'm trying to pull up my sheet right now, but I can't do it because the one regulation loss for Colorado. So I'm going to stay off of this one. But if you made me bet it, I would definitely take the Islanders.
Yeah, we're getting the two top goalies for these teams, Mackenzie Blackwood and Ilya Sorokin. So I would like to think we go over because the offenses are good, but those goaltenders have been absolutely phenomenal to start this year. Mackenzie Blackwood with a 1.84 goals allowed against. He's 6-0-1 so far this year. The Avalanche have practically been unbeatable. And then looking at Sorokin, he's had a 2.57 goals allowed average and has a over 9. Both goalies have an over 9 save percentage, 0.9 save percentage. So
just really quick on Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. It was actually Wedgwood that was a pretty big number for the Vezina. But he's like day to day. So we might see more of Mackenzie Blackwood, which if you can still get a pretty big price on him, even though it'll be hard to beat Wallstead there in Minnesota, whose number is drastically dropping.
Yes. All right, going to the Predators and Panthers. Nashville at Florida. We have a minus 180 price for the home team Panthers here, getting plus 160 on the Preds if you want to play it. This one is also a total of 6 with juice to the over.
I'm going to go under this one, and I know it could be scary going with the Florida Panthers under, but right now they're tied for 17th in goals per game, averaging 3. Their median is also 3. Nashville tied for 28th, 2.62 goals per game. And I know the Preds have been playing better, and they put up some goals as of late. Ryan, you know, because they just played the Blackhawks recently. I think they won that one 4-3, but that was not against Spencer Knight. So they have actually gotten to play a lot of the second-string goalies. That's not the case here tonight. They are going to be playing up against Sergei Bobrovsky, so I definitely like the under 6 in this one. It's not a huge difference. I've got it 5.5 over, but it's enough that I think I can jump in here.
I would be looking at laying the puck line here. with the home team, with the Panthers, getting +1, but the price getting only +135 is not where I would like it to be. So I won't be playing that.
Might be telling though.
Yeah, right. Yes. We'll go to the other team playing, or the other game playing in Florida. This one in Tampa Bay. The Penguins on the road, getting +135 on the buyback. The Lightning are a -155 favorite. This one also has a total of 6 with juice to the over, but heavier juice to the over.
And that was a lean for me for these two teams, because both of their offenses have been really good. Tampa Bay right now 8th in goals per game at 3.27, and Pittsburgh 3.16 goals per game. I'm going to stay off of it, though, because I do think both of these goalies are really good. Tampa Bay is on a nice 4-game winning streak at home, so it's a little bit of a lean to the home team there at -155. But something about these Penguins, they're playing pretty good, so I'm just going to stay off of it.
Yeah, the Lightning have been one of the hottest teams in the National Hockey League in their last 10. So it was a look to them tonight, but this one is a stay off because the Penguins have been competitive in their games. So we'll go up to Ottawa. The Rangers on the road getting +110. Senators laying -130. Total is 5.5. This one's still juiced to the over.
And you're not going to believe this. I actually like this game over 5.5, and I hardly ever bet a Rangers game over with Shesterkin playing. But Senators 4 straight overs for them. Brady Tkachuk just came back a couple games ago, and he scored a goal in the last game, so they are feeling good. Dwayne said the same thing. The Senators can put some goals. They're tied for 11th right now, 3.12, where the Rangers are 27th, but we know they have been a much better road team. So I think we're going to get some goals here. Even though we've got Olmark and Shesterkin going, I'm going to go over that 5.5. Yeah,
you're saying the Rangers have been a better team on the road this year. They have 11 of their 14 wins come on the road so far this season. But the Senators have been able to defend home ice a little bit. So this one is a stay away for me. We'll move to Boston. The St. Louis Blues are a road favorite there, -145, +125 on the buyback. This one is also 5.5, but with -120 to the over.
I still really just don't understand this number. I've got the Bruins $1.20 favorite. So that's a huge difference here. I'm taking Boston, and we're getting even a better price. Are we sure? Is it Jeremy Swayman going? Because last night that's who was expected. I know Sean double checks in the morning. Is that?
I'm seeing Korpisalo.
Okay.
Bennington versus Korpisalo.
So that makes sense. That's really the reason. But I still like Boston. I mean, they're tied for 13th in goals per game. The St. Louis Blues are 30th. Like, they've really struggled to score. And then Bennington's number 3.20 goals against and a .878 save percentage. So I'm going to take a shot here with Boston.
I'm right there with you. We had it yesterday. The wrong road favorite, or wrong team favored, being the road team, going with the Flyers at home yesterday. We are going with the Bruins at home, getting the +120, +125, a better price than we took yesterday. So the Bees getting +125 there. We'll go to Columbus. The Red Wings on the road, getting even money, -120 for the Blue Jackets. Total is 6.5. This still juiced to the over.
I think all numbers are just right here. Blue Jackets should be about that price at home, maybe a little bit high, but not enough for me to jump in and take the Red Wings at even money. And 6.5, that's where I made it to.
Yeah, this one, no play for me in that one. So we'll just go down to Carolina. Maple Leafs on the road, getting +180, $2, $2.10 favorite for the Hurricanes here. This one is one of 2 in the ice. That is a juice to the under, 6.5, under 120.
Ryan, did you ever imagine you would see the Canes -210 against the Maple Leafs?
Not while Austin Matthews was there.
No. I mean, I've got a -172. So 8-cent difference getting that +180. I'm not going to do it. I mean, both of these teams coming in on a 2-game winning streak. So maybe Toronto is starting to feel better, play better. I mean, Austin Matthews is back. So is that worth +180?
I don't hate it. I won't play it, but I don't hate it.
Neither of us are that confident.
Yeah.
But that's just crazy to me. So.
Yeah. All right, we'll go back across the border. This one to Calgary, Minnesota Wild, a road favorite here. depending on where you're at in the market, minus 120. But here at the South Point, it is minus 115. So moving closer to a pick'em. Total is 5.5 at the pick'em minus 110.
Minnesota playing good. We know they have the pieces. They just, have been banged up a lot at the important times of the year, especially postseason the last few years. But I like the Wild here in this spot. And it is not the young goalie. It is Gustafsson, but his numbers are still pretty good as well. Both of these goalies have been playing good. I also like the under because I don't really trust Calgary to help with the scoring here. They're 25th in goals per game, 2.78. No, I'm sorry. They're 32nd in scoring at 2.29. It's Minnesota that's even 25th in scoring, but they've really been winning these low scoring games, right? I kind of think it's correlated to Wild and the under. So I have both of those, probably do a little bit separate, a little together. And it is 6, and I think this should be 5.5 here.
Yeah, I do like the Wild here on the road. We've been fading the Flames all year, and I'm going to do so again, and I'm going to do it on the puck line, getting over $2 again, 220 here at the South Point. So Minnesota minus the puck and a half. I'll also end up playing them on the money line to make sure we get the unit. But units are also going to the Bruins. So hopefully we'll have a better night than we did last night.
Not to mention, we talked about Dustin Wolf and him, having a chance to help this team. And he's just struggled this year. And it's not just him. It a lot falls on the guys in front of him. But 6-12-2, 316 goals against, and an .891 save percentage. Just that record alone.
Yeah.
So, yep, both on the Wild, and then I'm also, both on Wild money line, puck line, and I'm taking the under as well.
All right, 2 more hockey games. This one still in Canada. The Kraken on the road in Edmonton, getting plus 180 are the Kraken. The Oilers laying 210 here at the South Point. This one is the other one that has the juice to the under of the total at 6.
My numbers are so contradicting in this from my spreadsheet because Seattle's 5 straight unders. 3 straight road games coming into this one have all stayed under the total, but their median numbers on the year are 3 and 3. Edmonton's median numbers are 3 and 4, giving up 1 more goal than even scoring. I don't want to go under in that with their median numbers, right? But that's what the streaks are telling you is to go under. But if anything, I'd be going against the Oilers and taking a shot at Seattle here at plus 180. I'm not going to do it though, but it's a lean right now.
Yeah, it is confirmed that it will be Calvin Pickard in net for the Oilers. He is 2-3-2 this year with a 4.04 goals allowed average and a .847 save percentage. So I'm going to have to take a peek at what the reverse puck line will be in this game, but I might end up convincing myself to play the Kraken.
I cannot blame you. No Stuart Skinner. We're going backup goalie here. We have seen them really step up with Pickard in the.
Yeah. It would
that
more
was
just
more
be a fade,
postseason.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where this team is right now.
Let's see.
Probably
reverse,
pretty frustrated.
430 on the reverse puck line.
Wow.
So yeah, I'll take a chance. I'll do it there. All right, one final game. The Blackhawks still in their road trip. This one in Los Angeles, taking on the Kings. Plus 175 are the Hawks on the money line. Laying $2 are the Kings. This one total is 5.5 with juice to the over.
And Dwayne wasn't lying because as I was making my numbers yesterday, I put and saw that 2-1 for Chicago. It's not available anymore. That kind of keeps me off of it. He also kind of scared me off of Chicago, talking about the long road trip. What about you? What do you think about the Blackhawks here?
I love the Blackhawks, so I'm not going to say pick the Kings. I also hate the Los Angeles Kings. But the one point that I would like to make is that the Kings in Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as the Staples Center, are 3-5-3 this year. So 3-8 on the money line in their own home arena. And the Hawks put up a fight, should have won against the Knights. So I think getting the $2 was an absolutely don't blink, give me it now. But now that we're here at the 175, not as inclined to take it there.
What about the over? I know last year, same thing that you're saying. It was a don't bet overs in Los Angeles Kings home games. But right now, I mean, their median number is 2 goals for and 4 goals against. So they have struggled there, definitely.
Yeah, it is the 2 starting goalies, Spencer Knight and Darcy Kemper. So I definitely think the Hawks will be able to keep the puck out of the net for the Kings. And the Kings are a team that does sit back and play a little bit more defense. So I wouldn't be jumping at that over, even though you only need 6.
Yeah.
So
got there with the overtime with the Knights if you did have that over. Yeah. Now we're sitting at a 5.5. That's the only thing. Maybe it's a Blackhawks team total over, because I think they will be the team that will be doing the scoring with especially with the way Connor Bedard is playing now in his 3rd year. So
could be.
All right, I think that's it for us. Let's go through our poll results and our trivia, and then we'll get our best bet. Mr. Williams, if you want to jump in with some looking at somebody to target for the Lions, because if Amon-Ra St. Brown is not 100 or maybe not playing, Williams definitely has the ability to be wide receiver 1 and could definitely get a lot of targets tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. He's got the speed.
Yes.
So we'll go to our ticker trivia presented by City Light Shine, available at Lee's Discount Liquor, Total Wine, and here at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. The first edition of the Canadian Football League's Grey Cup was held on this date in sports history, December 4th, back 1909, in which the Toronto Varsity Blues were victorious over the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club 26-6. Which CFL team holds the record for most Grey Cup titles? And the answer would be the Toronto Argonauts. Founded in 1873, the Argonauts are 19-time Grey Cup champions, serving as the league's leader in cup titles. The Argonauts are the North American's oldest continuously active professional sports team. The franchise's most recent title came last year against those Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Wow. Did you know that one?
I did not. I do not know much about the CFL. So
I feel like you do kind of. You follow it. I mean.
Yeah, more just kind of giving guff to the guys that have to go play there and couldn't make it in the league. But
all right, let's go to our best bets of the night here. We're looking ahead. We got week 14. We will go over that tomorrow on Football Frenzy. But we started off with tonight's Thursday night football game, Dallas and Detroit. So I'll go first. I am going with the first half here. It looks like Dean Hilt jumped in the chat. He didn't hate this one. Lions, first half, -2.5. They need a bounce back spot here after losing to Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Desperation, especially in that division right now. And then I'm going with the Predators and the Panthers under 6. I know Nashville has been scoring, but I think goalie Bob will be able to slow them down. And I don't think Florida is going to put up too many themselves. Bruins +122 at home against St. Louis. Just think that line is off. Wrong team favored here. I do like the Wild on the road against Calgary -120. Just a better team, playing better. And then I like the Wild and the Flames under 6. So I've got a 4-pack of hockey. And I've got one NFL. If I were to take one of them off, I'd probably just take the favorite off because unders and dogs have been pretty good as of late. Ryan, what say you for this Thursday, December 4th?
Yeah, I should be writing them down to give you guys a little more ease of knowing what it is. But I will be taking the Cowboys plus the 3.5 in tonight's Thursday night football game. I'll also be going with the Bruins money line against the St. Louis Blues in the NHL. Also going with Seattle Kraken will go reverse puck line there in Edmonton, getting the $4. And then, oh man, there was one more. Where'd it go?
You'll find it.
Oh, the Wild. Fade in Calgary. Yeah, the Wild getting close to a pick 'em. They're also, we'll be playing the puck line there as well. So
You're
Wild,
right.
Bruins, Kraken, and then the Cowboys.
Minus 115 now here at the South Point. So if you wait a little bit, you might get minus 110. Do not hate that at all. All right. That's it for us. We will be back tomorrow. Remember, a noon time start for Football Frenzy. We got 9 college conference championship games to go over with myself, Chris, Andrews, and Vinny. Ryan joins us for week 14 in the NFL. We'll give you best bets and trends for each of those games. So please bookmark it. Make sure you join us tomorrow live at 12. For the crew, for Ryan McCormick, I'm Alex White. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, it's Cowboy season. Come say hi. Come visit us here at the South Point. But we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Cash some tickets tonight. Best of luck. Thanks for watching. This has been Sports by the Book.